This is PJNET.TV, and this is my perspective and comments. In this video segment of My Perspective and Comments, we cover politics, society here and abroad, and the events of the day that are shaping our nation. PJNET.TV, My Perspective and Comment, coming to you with a worldview, one nation under God. Welcome to My Perspective and Comments. And I'd like to talk about what we've been seeing here with the COVID tyranny. And now we have another example. One of the top players, number one players in the tennis arena, has been barred from coming into the United States. That's Novak Djokovic. He's a 21-time Grand Slam champion, and he has announced here the last few days that he has withdrawn from the U.S. Open because of the federal government's COVID vaccine-related travel restrictions. You know, non-citizens can't come into the United States unless they can prove that they've had the jab. A joke, especially when you look at what's happening here with the CDC just announced here, August 11th. The CDC explicitly said that people with a prior infection have protection against severe illness. And the CDC also removed the 6-foot social distancing that they've been advising since the beginning of the pandemic. So here we see the CDC moving one way, but you have the Biden restriction barring non-citizens. They have to prove that they've had the vaccine. And Novak Djokovic has had COVID, and he's recovered from COVID. I believe it's been over the last three years, almost 3 years now. He has had COVID infection twice. So he has natural immunity, and the study after study is showing from history that natural immunity is the best when it comes to protection, and it especially has been proven correct. These studies coming out against the jabs, but you know, we have this tyranny taking place here with this tennis player. He should be allowed to play, and if Biden was any type of leader, he would say yes, that we need to resolve these restrictions, especially when you realize what's happening at the southern border. Come on in, you're welcome. And no testing, no nothing. Just come on in at the southern border. So, again, COVID tyranny be taking place here with one of the number one tennis players in the world. Talking further about some tyranny, we have New Jersey's largest school district is saying that, well, the masks are still on right now. Newark's nearly 38,000 students and 6,000 staff members are set to have to wear masks here at the first week in September. Now that there is some possibility that sanity might come and they can reverse this, but knowing New Jersey and the governor there and the politics, mask them up. And again, you know, this is evil. When you start talking about how children are being affected because of the mask, the learning disabilities, the illnesses that have cropped up because they're wearing these masks all day, it needs to stop. And every state needs to say no more masking our kids. Senator Ron Johnson is leading investigations into the Biden situation here when it comes to some whistleblowers that have come forth when it comes to the FBI and how they handled Hunter Biden's laptop, and it looks like the Justice Inspector General Michael Horowitz is going to be looking into this and delving more into this. And when you look at Hunter Biden and the evidence and what's on that laptop, and they've already proved that it's his laptop, but yet and still they'll go to Mar-a-Lago and raid President Trump's residence when they should be right there at Hunter Biden's place and going through looking for further evidence of the crimes that are obviously that has been taking place when it comes to Hunter Biden and the relationships with other outside the United States and the dealings that he's been involved in with China and Ukraine. But it's Biden, so hey. FBI, well, we'll just look the other way. Nothing to see here. When before the election, the Trump-Biden election, we'll bury this laptop and say, oh, it's just Russian, it's disinformation, nothing on this laptop. And now we see evidence that there was, and in fact, severe evidence that really, if it was anyone else, they would be in jail right now for what we're seeing coming off that laptop. Well, this week we see, I wish maybe I need to give Biden a call and say, hey, I've got a mortgage and hey, I need relief. How about giving me a reduction and a loan forgiveness, Biden. Hey, I'll take some money too from you. But that's what we've got here right now. So students that have worked hard, they've gone to college, paid their debt, or their parents have paid school loans for their children. Now all of a sudden, let's forgive it. And we know what the game is here. Let Biden thinks and the Democrats, oh hey, we'll throw some money around and maybe they'll forget about what we're seeing with inflation and the recession that we are now in, and maybe they'll forget about that, or maybe they'll forget about Afghanistan and how we failed there and failed the United States citizens, leaving them behind, and soldiers that were killed because of our a failure there in Afghanistan. Or maybe they'll forget about the weakness that we're showing around the world. It has emboldened countries like Russia and China and North Korea because of the lack of leadership and the weakness that has been shown nationwide. But again, we have this so-called, and the joke of it is, just a week or two ago, Biden's patting himself on the back for the Inflation Reduction Act. Well, these forgiving student loans, that's just the opposite. That is an inflation. You want to see inflation skyrocket. Spend money like what took place here with this loan forgiveness. And again, Biden says, okay, I declare we're going to give student loan. He doesn't have the power. It's not constitutional. It's got to go. Congress votes on the increase. And that's not what the Biden says. Hey, I said it, so be it. But that's not the case. Just want to touch bases here. Did you hear this week that the science, Mr. Science, is going away? Yeah, Mr. Science. He is science. Anthony Fauci has announced that he's retiring. Kind of convenient now because it looks like pretty solid evidence or what we've been seeing here with some of these primaries already that the House will be in Republicans' hands, and the jury's still up on the Senate. But I think Fauci says, no, I don't need any more inquisitions from Senator Rand Paul and Wuhan and what took place under my watch at the NIH. So we'll see. But Fauci is looks stepping down finally. So again, just to touch bases here with this student forgiveness. It's unfair to those that have parents that have struggled and maybe taken a second job and focused on their child's paying off their child's student loan, only to have money thrown about for forgiving a loan. And again, if you walk into a bank and you sign on the dotted line that you've made a contract that you're going to pay back this loan, like so many students that have gone through and declared, made an oath or a promise, yes, I'm going to pay this back. And of the thousands or millions that have gone through that and made a contract and fulfilled that contract, and now it's, hey, forget about what took place the generations past, and the other students that have knuckled under and struggled to pay a loan off, and only to have Biden declare, okay, we're not. We're forgiving that loan, and it's not for him to. It's not for him. He doesn't have the power to forgive the loan. I'd like us to take a look here at a couple of video clips here, discussing. We'll be hearing from Larry Kudlow at the second clip, and then we'll hear from a veteran talking about his sacrifice, and he had no forgiveness when it comes to the loans, but his commentary very insightful. So here, take a look at these two video clips. Take a look.